Everyone has their favorite franchise they eagerly wait for, soaking up every detail and watching every scrap of gameplay footage they can find. For some it's Halo, or Zelda, or Uncharted, but for people with good taste, it's Metal Gear Solid. With the release of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, I didn't jump in day one because of reasons, but I'll leave that for another video. Long story short, I finally bought it through Steam and was very happy with the end result, despite all the behind-the-scenes drama that plagued the game for the last year. As a huge Metal Gear fan, I can say that The Phantom Pain lived up to the hype and was a great send-off for Hideo Kojima's signature series. Despite my own and about 90% of people's praise, which The Phantom Pain rightfully deserves, there is a number of things missing, and I would like to share some of them that I noticed. None of these are snarky like Kojima's name not being on the box, or the lack of David Hayter, or even a proper ending. Also, this video isn't about how The Phantom Pain could have been better. This is a trip down memory lane for myself and for all of you Metal Gear fans watching at home. If anything I say sounds critical or negative towards MGS5, that's not really my intent. And with that, here's my list of the top 8 things missing from Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Why top 8? Because any more than that would just kind of feel like nitpicking. Number 8. Chaff grenades. Let's start this off with something very minor. Chaff grenades have been a staple of the franchise since the beginning. Hell, it was one of the first items you obtained in Metal Gear Solid 1. But in Metal Gear Solid 5, they were completely absent with the exception of the chaff airstrike. Having a small portable version you could just throw whenever you wanted was much more convenient. I know there weren't a lot of cameras to avoid and no drones, but still, not having chaff grenades in a Metal Gear game is like not having a cardboard box to hide in. Number 7. Drubbing points. Obviously the Drubbing arms dealers from Metal Gear Solid 4 didn't exist yet in 5. What I mean is a Drubbing-like system where all the weapons dropped by enemies could be picked up and converted to GMP, the currency of the Phantom Pain. It would make sense not only in terms of gameplay, but also for the story. Snake and Cause are trying to rebuild Diamond Dogs, a private military company. And what does a good PMC need more than anything else? Weapons, of course. I guess it would have interfered with the R&D mechanic and the blueprint collecting system, but in a game where you can extract literally anything from plants to friggin' tanks, guns just seem like a no-brainer. I do have more to say on this subject, but like I said in the intro, this video isn't really about how the Phantom Pain could be improved. Number 6. Interesting support characters. Remember how in the other games it was actually fun to randomly call your support team? Mei Ling would tell you ancient Chinese wisdom, or Paramedic would talk about movies, or Rose would ask Raiden why he always pulls a bone and go, or Sigurd would challenge Snake to a rap battle. Alright, the last two are just a joke, but you get my point. You got a sense that Snake really had a personal relationship with Campbell or the Major, as well as other members of his support team. And by the end of the game, you always felt that Snake and his radio buddies had actually become closer. In the Phantom Pain, all you get is Cause. And to be honest, I like Liquid's impersonation of him better in Metal Gear Solid. Bottom line, the classic radio interactions with your support team just added to the immersion into this world of Metal Gear. And that's something that 5 and also 4 lack. Number 5. Great boss characters / boss battles. Bizarre and interesting boss characters have always been one of the main highlights of the Metal Gear series. From Metal Gear Solid's Foxhound to 4's Beauty and the Beast Core. Even if their individual backstories weren't very good, or even really explained, the actual fights were diverse and exciting. From Psycho Mantis's fourth wall breaking, to Fat Man's bomb planting and roller skates, to the end's lengthy sniper battle requiring stealth and patience to prevail. Unless you're a speedrunner, to which I say, quit showing off! With the exception of Quiet and Eli, there was none of the fantastic, innovative boss battles from the old game. The skulls were basically just bullet sponges with the occasional single button counter. The Fireman fight was kinda cool, but he just felt like a little detour towards something great, but had no real payoff. I'm not saying all past bosses and the respective boss fights are great, I just felt like Metal Gear Solid 5 just didn't really even try. Number 4. Compelling main antagonist. Skullface will probably go down as the least interesting and intimidating of the entire franchise. Yes, he was one sick bastard, but what was his main goal? He hates the West for taking his language away from him? Okay. And he hates Zero and Big Boss because they were from the West? So now he wants to eliminate all languages and the people that speak them except English? Or he did want to eliminate English? Maybe it just went over my head. If someone could explain it better, then please do so in the comments. The main reason I don't really care for him are two things. You never have to go one-on-one with the burnt one, as is customary in all Metal Gear games. I would have been happy with just shooting him from a helicopter instead of just a cutscene depicting his end. The other was the lack of personal connection between him and Snake. Liquid was Snake's brother. Solidus killed Raiden's parents and turned him into a child soldier. The boss was Naked Snake's mentor, lover, and, well, mother figure. Yes, I know Skullface and the XOF destroyed the original mother base, raped Paz, and tortured Chico, but for me, it all goes back to the question of why. But what I think makes me dislike Skullface as the main antagonist would be better explained in the next entry on this list.
Number 3. Humor and tone.
I believe this goes hand in hand with number 6 on this list. The Metal Gear series was always a little dark and melancholy, but there was always a sense of hope for a better, more peaceful world. And there's always a lot of humor, from Easter eggs to poop and pee jokes to playful banter. You can't tell me I'm the only one that misses the days with Snake hitting on Mei Ling or Naomi Hunter, or Naked Snake subtly hinting that he has a big dick. How about when you killed a bunch of seagulls and Campbell and Rose called to scold you in Metal Gear Solid 2? The Phantom Pain is lacking these kinds of moments. But the worst shift in tone, for me at least, is that the game is essentially a revenge story. Which brings me back to Skullface. He was only there as motivation for Snake and cause to hate. Metal Gear has never been about the hero's need for revenge. The Snakes, or Raiden, fought to complete their mission at all costs and save the world. Venom Snake fought to rebuild his PMC, kill Skullface, and save the world as a byproduct. It all just felt so dark and impersonal. You could chalk it up to the mission-based structure of the game, but I think it's fair to say Metal Gear Solid 5 just felt different than the past games.
Number 2. A likable protagonist.
Without getting into spoilers, I have to talk about Snake. Other than the big reveal towards the end, this was the least interesting Snake of the franchise. He barely talked, seemed so indifferent to everything that was happening, and honestly, it seemed like a big waste of money to cast a Hollywood actor to portray him. The lack of optional radio conversations and the mission-based structure is what really kept him from feeling like a well-rounded character. And that's a damn shame, since the series has always done such a great job of giving us a playable character that fans could latch onto, even Raiden. Now let's end this list off with something a little less controversial. Something that we can all agree on.
Number 1. Metal Gear.
That's right. Pilot a f***ing Metal Gear. Oh, Kojima, you bastard. After nearly 20 years, we finally got to take control of a Metal Gear in MGS4. That was not only one of the greatest moments in that game, but the entire series. But not this time, not this year. And no, D-Walker didn't count. In Peace Walker, we got to build one, but not use it. In Metal Gear Solid 5, we get one, and then lose it to Eli. What the f***? I want to control a Metal Gear! Konami, get your heads out of your f***ing ass and make it happen! Well, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, dislike, comment, and don't subscribe. And of course, I hope everyone will put what they felt was missing from Metal Gear Solid 5 in the comment section. Let me just say that I truly love this game and the series as a whole. And if you would like me to make more Metal Gear Solid related content, once again, let me know in the comments. So that's like 2 to 3 comments you could leave. Do that. And whatever, this is Daniel. Thanks for watching.